concrete block and paved roadways are a part of the landscape we see in our state every day. Like every other part of Central Florida, development continues to encroach upon our natural corridors that connect important greenways. We are now at the crossroads for future development conflicts. Volusia County covers more than 1,200 square miles and is home to a diverse environment, from coastal beaches to dense forest to natural springs. The county has a long history of taxpayer support for conservation lands. In 1986, voters recognized the importance of preserving the beauty they called home and approved the Endangered Lands Program. The first voter-approved land conservation effort in the state, the program allowed for a purchase of 34 properties totaling 18,500 acres. Since that initial investment, Volusia County has been a leader in efforts to maintain and conserve natural lands. Recognizing the need to protect and maintain our natural environments for future generations, residents went to the ballot box and approved the Volusia Forever program in 2000. The program, funded by a 1/5 millage tax over 20 years, allowed for the acquisition and management of environmentally sensitive lands, as well as protection of water resources. The program costs less than $25 a year for the average homeowner. Since the tax became effective in 2001, the county has raised over $89 million and partnered with public agencies to leverage over $43 million in additional funding. With these combined funds, Volusia County and its partners acquired 38,000 acres of conservation lands. The wildly successful Volusia Forever program has been recognized by state and national groups. The goal of the program is simple: to conserve, maintain, and restore the natural environment, while providing public access for outdoor education and recreation. It is clear that acquiring conservation lands provides a refuge for wildlife, which is an important focus in the county. Our habitats are home to thousands of species, including 50 endangered species and 39 threatened species.
The benefit of a conservation easement is we've identified properties that do have significant water resource values and wildlife, natural habitat values as well. The land stays in private ownership. These are voluntarily negotiated instruments that we negotiate with the landowner. They have the ability to maintain their current land use activities, such as ranching or forestry, with the limited amount of restrictions on what those are, ultimately for the protection of the corridor, for wildlife, for water quality, and then also for flood control.
While purchasing lands may be a straightforward process, maintaining the property to ensure the environment thrives is much more complicated. Volusia Forever also ensures the rural character of the county is preserved. Volusia Forever's conservation corridor provides a model for long-range planning to protect the region's significant natural resources and wildlife habitat linkages. The corridor is a 55,000-acre mosaic of contiguous parcels of land that runs through the middle of the county. It provides a critical habitat for migrating waterfowl, black bear, deer, and other important species. By acquiring lands within the corridor, we are able to improve environmentally sensitive lands, protect water resources, and provide outdoor recreation areas. Volusia Forever has become a model for the region, with staff working with surrounding counties to structure their conservation lands acquisition programs. As Central Florida continues to develop, land becomes more and more desirable. By purchasing and maintaining conservation lands, there are assurances that the county won't overdevelop and become an extension of surrounding urban areas. Properly managed lands will use various techniques and practices depending on the land and its needs. For example, many of our ecosystems depend on recurring fire for habitat vitality and renewal. Prescribed fires help regenerate the land and reduce the risk of catastrophic wildlife damage. In cases where it's impossible to burn, we use mechanical methods such as roller chopping. Removing select trees to reduce density improves the environment by opening up the forest and allowing sunlight to promote growth of native vegetation. A bonus of responsible forestry practices is the income generated from timber, which is reinvested in the lands. When our lands are managed responsibly, wildlife benefits greatly. Merely days after a prescribed fire, deer seek out the new vegetative growth as a highly nutritious food source. A previously dense forest that has received a timber thinning is now opening up to support the needs of gopher tortoises. Volusia Forever has been a great success since its inception. Lands are managed to restore them to their historic ecosystems. Over 600 acres of imperiled scrub and scrubby flatwoods were purchased and restored with program funding through Volusia Forever. As a result of these efforts, the threatened Florida scrub jay and gopher tortoise have moved into these areas. The scrubby habitats have a higher, well-drained soil that make them a valuable water recharge area. Not only does the wildlife appreciate these thriving lands, so do the residents and visitors. Our preserves are popular destinations for outdoor enthusiasts, including mountain bikers, hikers, equestrians, and disc golfers. Explore Volusia programs provide opportunities for residents and visitors to explore and learn about the diverse natural surroundings the county works so diligently to protect and maintain. This helps people appreciate our natural areas and ensure continued conservation efforts for future generations.
I think this is an absolutely awesome program. I asked Trey if there were other counties that did this. He said no. This is just really a great opportunity.
While Volusia Forever sunsets in 2021, the program's impact will be seen for years to come. Through the generous funding from residents, the county has been able to protect and preserve the beautiful lands we call our home.